Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting and important things that are happening right here in this community, and today will be no different. You know, since 2001, an organization called First Stop has been working passionately on behalf of people who are homeless in this community to help them find a pathway from homelessness to independent living and transitional experiences that can enhance the quality of their lives. I have two individuals today on the show who will share information about this organization. They're going to tell us all about the ins and outs, ups and downs, and lots more information. Mike Gordon is board president of First Stop. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you, Kenny. It's a pleasure to be here and be able to share.
Yes, it's great to have you, and I'm looking forward to this conversation that we've actually talked about having for some time now. Right. You have Phil Moore with you. Phil is a case manager with First Stop. Welcome to the broadcast.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Kenny. It's nice to be here. Looking forward to it.
It's good to have both of you. I think the best place to start in this conversation today is where I typically start, and that is tell us what First Stop is.
Yeah. First Stop's a daytime support center for our homeless community here in Huntsville. What sets us apart is our case management is our core competency. But we offer services for them, they can get their mail at First Stop, come in and take showers, do their laundry. We also serve breakfast and lunch each day. And then the goal is to get them to talk to Phil or Tercel, which is our other case manager, to get them on the path of sustainable, independent living. So
what is the extent of the homelessness challenge in Huntsville? Because for some people, it's not even on their radar. They would never see it. They would never really process it as being a part of our Huntsville community. But what is the extent of that challenge?
Well, it's a pretty good challenge. And we were talking about that, Phil and I, on the way up here, that I've been in ministry, street ministry for like 14 years. And I was reflecting on before that, we were into the American way of life. You know, I was raising kids, doing a job. And I really went through life not really recognizing or seeing the folks that are, and it's not just homelessness, but are, broken and downtrodden. But it's when I started doing that, I really became aware of it. And sometimes we think they got this problem, but depending on how long they've been homeless, they could have 17 problems. And just being able to, I tell folks it's, again, depending on the length they've been out there, just the hopelessness of it.
Yeah. Phil, perceptions are important, and I think perception is everything because perception sets up the way we believe things and then ultimately act on certain kinds of things. And I think society has a fairly broad perspective about what homelessness is, who those individuals are and what they represent, but you're in the trenches every day. So give us your most accurate perspective on what it's like to be homeless and who the people are that you work with.
Well, like you said, we tend to get caught up in our own lives. We live our lives day to day, and we don't always think about these things. But what we tend to do as a people is, from what I've noticed, is kind of generalize these guys out here. Everybody has a different story to tell, and what I see is just those stories. I talk to them, I see what's going on with them, and it's different every time. It's not the same reason, you know what I mean? Person A is not homeless because of what person B has went through. It's just different. I just see them and we just know not to, or we just have a conversation with them, really.
Isn't part of the challenge that sometimes we get confused or maybe even sidetracked by the perspective of statistics?
Yes.
And somebody gives us a number or somebody gives us a description of someone. And I think this is the failure of so many aspects of our society, that when we start talking about the challenges of people in society, we talk about single parents, we talk about dropouts, we talk about people unemployed, we talk about the homeless, we talk about statistics, often failing to recognize that behind every statistic is a human life.
Amen,
that has value.
That's right.
And the fact that that life has value means that there should be a response to that particular challenge.
Yeah.
Would you guys agree with that?
I would. In fact, our starting point is developing a relationship. So when like Phil or I'm out there in the streets, sit down with them, we're honed in on the individual, the person, his story, her story. what's been going on, where they're at. So in my mind, it all starts with relationship. And then,
Homeless people are not castaways. They're not
Absolutely
throwaways.
not.
They're not people to just be kind of pushed to the side and kind of forgotten about. You know, they're people who have worth.
right.
And that's really the message that I'm always trying to communicate to people when they start saying, you know, negative and distorted things about what they think about the homeless community. The other thing that we see in society a lot today, especially with a lot of the news headlines, is that, you know, we have the 24/7 news cycle, and we get snippets and sound bites and things like that. So oftentimes there's an incident somewhere and we hear that it was a homeless person and they were mentally ill, and you hear this whole list of things that happens. And I think going back to Phil's point is that this is not a monolithic issue. There may be similar challenges that people face, but all homeless people don't have the same circumstance. They didn't arrive there in the same way,
Right.
and the outcome for each will certainly be different.
Right.
Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir. Like you said, these guys are dealing with all types of things, whether it's mental health issues, abuse issues in all forms, substance abuse, physical abuse. It's really important not to see someone on the streets and just assume that you know what's going on with them or how to fix them. You really got to get in there and just, like I said, have a conversation with these guys, figure out what's going on. And just because somebody is dealing with something that's, that we think we know how to fix, that's no real reason to say, okay, well, I think they should do this and just go about your day. We should take responsibility for these guys. These are our people out here in our city, so.
What's a
Definitely
typical
important.
day like for you, I wonder? You get up in the morning, you're getting ready to go to work. Of course, I get dressed in a suit and tie. I'm going to work, and I'm dealing with a lot of different people, but you have a different direction, perhaps. What's a typical day like for you?
Well, sometimes I'm in a suit and tie. Most of the times I'm in jeans and a shirt. It's pretty hectic, actually. I go in, I talk to these guys, figure out what's going on, what I need to do for the day.
And where do you go?
Where do I go?
Yeah.
Just walk inside of our day room.
Yeah.
What I normally do is just kind of make a round, talk to everybody, figure out what's going on with them, what they need to do to, get what they need going. Then about an hour later or so, Tercel and myself, the other case manager, that's when we start seeing our clients, okay? Or our new clients. They come in, they speak with us, and they let us know what's going on with them, what events or affairs they need to get in order, and then we figure out, okay, this is what you need to do, how do we go about doing that? Later on in the day, I actually do try to make the time to go out there and see some of our street homeless, just so they know about First Stop and they know that they can come and actually speak with us, and just to, not let them know that they're, forgotten out there. Just show my face, really, and let them know that we are here to help.
And I'm sure that consistency has a lot to do with
Absolutely.
whatever progress you get in that process, because so many people feel lost and alienated and forgotten in that process. And
Yes,
Mike,
sir.
I know as a board member of First Stop that you certainly are right in the middle of this, leading the process as president. You've been on the board prior to being president,
Right.
and you have a long experience in this process. These things cannot be successful, these kinds of initiatives, without collaborative efforts. And
Right.
so the value of organizations in your community, or our community,
Right.
has to be something that really means a tremendous amount to you, to have other agencies. Talk about the collaborative efforts
Right.
of First Stop.
It absolutely does. We realize we can't do everything these folks need in our homeless community. We can't satisfy all that, but we have tremendous agencies, and I think our city is blessed with all the folks that have that heart of compassion for folks. But we work with like the Manor House, which is the Huntsville Dream Center, which I think Pastor Chris Mitchell and Salvation Army, they, Phil and Tercel, since they've been here, is really focused on developing relationships with other agencies, so they can focus, so First Stop can focus on what we do best and have the relationships with the other agencies to be able, when it's needed, to be able to refer them. And it's not like just giving one of our clients, here, go to this address, they'll take care of you. Go see this person. Phil or Tercel talks to them, so this person's coming, so it's got the relationship aspect to it.
Yeah.
But we can't, Rosa Sharon Soup Kitchen's another one. We really hope in this, and it's a focus of ours, we really hope in this near term that we're going to establish a better connection up there, because they're kind of a north end of town focal point for our homeless community. They come in there, they serve lunch and breakfast. It's awesome. Teresa Wilson just stepped into that. She's got an awesome heart. So the Downtown Rescue Mission, again, Wellstone that he mentioned, we're establishing connections there. So that's invaluable.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're blessed to be in a city that has that many of them.
Yeah. And Phil, of course, you're on the ground making it happen every day too. So you're in the mix
Definitely.
as it relates to connecting with these groups.
What we like to do is just go out there and just show our face and talk to people. We're in the business of helping people, and to truly do that and promote change, it takes the kind heart of others, and there's definitely people in the city that's willing to help. So it's our job to go out there and find those people, make that connection, strengthen those connections, do what we need to do.
Yeah. We have less than 5 minutes left in the conversation. I did want to make sure we gave a big shout out to the board, because we know that nonprofits cannot exist without boards. Volunteer members who are passionate and committed about advocating for the needs of individuals that they serve. And so, Mike, you got a tremendous board.
We do. And in fact, you've visited and you're aware of what we're doing this year. We've started shifting away from what I'm calling, used to be a representative board, and there's not a lot of them operate that way. You just come up once a month and take care of business, but we're shifting to an active working board. And we've been blessed with, like you said, a number of folks that's come in from outside Alabama that they just moved here and want to take part in it. And we've seen tremendous progress with their ideas, their vision that they bring to it. And we open our arms to new ideas, new visions. It's not like this is, we have a mission going that way, but we want to hear new ideas. And we've got like I said, we're moving into a working board. We have quickly establishing major committees, which each one of them, a board member has to be the chair. The chair doesn't have to do it all, but the board member doesn't have to do it all, but chair that committee. And you go out and build your own team from people in the community. Some of the committees are facilities, operations, health. Like with the Huntsville Hospital, we're connecting with them. So we're excited about what's coming in this new year with our new direction and our structure of the board.
That is really exciting, and I know so many nonprofits are smartly moving towards a very strategic board development aspect to really kind of maximize the efficiency of that board, not just the representative board model, which basically identified people from the community who were interested, had varying degrees of commitment, and they met once a month, and they did things from time to time. Really, it takes so much more to be able to be efficient, and I think it all begins with passion and understanding for what you're doing. Mike, in the last few minutes we have, I want to give you a chance to let people know where they can find out more information. You guys are, as a 501c3, engaged in fundraising throughout the year. You have a number of different projects that go on from time to time. And people who want more information about First Stop or who want to volunteer with First Stop, how can they find you?
All that's on our website, firststop.org. And we're starting the annual fundraiser coming up that's going to be held in the fall or late summer, fall of each year. That's coming up, but we have all kinds of volunteer opportunities, and we invite all of the community to come in and plug in where they feel led to plug in.
All right, easy to find, firststop.org.
Firststop.org.
Well, that's real easy.
Yeah.
Anybody should be able to find that for sure. Mike Gordon, Board President of First Stop, thank you for being here today and sharing this great information with us.
Sure. Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate it.
And Phil Moore, Case Manager, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you so much.
We want to thank you for being a part of our conversation as well, and we hope that you've learned a lot about an organization that truly is making a difference every day right here in this community. We thank them for sharing this information, and we hope that you will like our Facebook page, which is Impact with Kenny Anderson, where you can see a video of the show that you just watched, as well as some behind-the-scenes shots of what happens when the camera stops rolling. For Impact, I'm Kenny Anderson. We'll see you again soon.